Hey, this is Al McGee with YETicket.com. Well, the film I'm going to talk about right now is called The Tender Bar. Now, this is directed by George Clooney, and this is based on a book, a memoir, and it's about fathers and sons and mothers too, and an uncle, grandfather, things like that. What do I mean by it? Well, let me tell you about the story. Well, the writer, William Monahan, he wrote this based on a memoir by J.R. Mooringer. Yeah, Mooringer. That's his name, J.R. Mooringer. And, this is a story about a young man growing up. But the way this guy grew up, it was a little bit different than what many other people had. Many people, well, I'm just going to say many, not all, some. Many people had a mother and father in the house. Okay. But this guy, he just had his mother because his father left him. JR father left him when he was very young. And his mother, well, she felt that her name was Mrs. McGuire, which is played by Lily Rabe. Well, she felt if she moved back to her father's house, it's not a thing of accomplishment. She's a loser. She feels that, she can't be independent with her son because her husband left. And her father is played by Christopher Lloyd. Now, in this house, there was many people. Now, JR didn't care. He loved it because there's people around him, very colorful people like his grandfather and his uncle. That's right, his Uncle Charlie, which is played by Ben Affleck. Yeah, Uncle Charlie was always in his life. Uncle Charlie was like a surrogate father. And Uncle Charlie did not like his father at all. Now, JR's father was a disc jockey, a radio guy. Back at the time, in the 70s, those guys were very popular. Many of them was making some money, but this guy was an alcoholic. He couldn't stay in one place. And, he had a very violent complex about him too. But JR always wanted to be with his father. He always wanted to see his father. He'll listen for his father on the radio, things like that. And he always wanted to say, that's my dad. JR really did not experience any of that. As he got older, he got to see who his dad really was. He got to experience his dad. He got to see his father as he is. His mother was a very, very lovable woman. She did everything she could, but she wanted him to go to Yale. And he wanted to be a writer. He didn't care about that. He just wanted to be a writer, and he wanted to go to Yale. The film is based on the memoir, and I feel that George Clooney really chose this one because it's warm, very good moments in there with the characters, good acting. Ben Affleck was very good in this one. I don't know if this was easy for him. Uncle Ben Affleck in this acting as Uncle Charlie, I don't think this was very difficult for him. What I mean by that is, the guy really wasn't an alcoholic or anything like that. He was a nice guy. He owned a bar. That's why they call it the Tender Bar. And he had all the different characters in the bar too, which was amazing. Those actors and the way they wrote the different other characters from the bar in there was very good. I really enjoyed that. And I feel that family is really great. Family for me has always been great. And in this film, it shows that you might not have everything you want, but you're going to get what you need. And JR did get all of that. So this film, I'm going to give it 3 palm trees out of 4, 3 palm trees out of 4. And the 2 different actors that played JR, you're really going to enjoy them also. And I hope you enjoyed my review, and I really appreciate it that you watch me talk about The Tender Bar, directed by George Clooney. Have a great day.
latest and greatest.